Let's see. That was audio. It's all good, man. I don't even know how my stream quality is right now. So, nine. What's that? Um, do that. Try to figure out why YouTube thinks my audio quality sucks. Why would that be? Stream audio. Where is it? Should be fine. Let's see. You jump back on, let me know how the audio is, if you can even hear it. Now I'm just kind of trying to figure out why YouTube thinks I've got crap audio. Which doesn't make any sense. Let's see here. Hmm. Don't know. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to be trying to do is kind of just get started on the case. What I've done is I've downloaded just a couple random examples of mini ITX cases so we can take a look at what just some examples. We can use them for measurements. I mean, we don't need to reinvent the wheel completely here, but it would be nice to, just have some measurement references. I'm gonna have to move this because why people don't do Z up when they design stuff is beyond me. So the reason I pulled this particular guy in is it has, oh gosh. I also love it when people don't know how to organize their models. So where's that top plate? So we want to find this cover and hide it. There it is. We want to see what's in here. We can hide a few more of these things because what I'm really looking for is the dimensions kind of this guy right here where the board sits. And honestly, I think maybe this other one might be the better way to go. I think it may have a better view on what we're looking for. Maybe. Let's pull the cover off of this one too. There we go. So that one kind of sits like that. Anyway. Also needs to be rotated so the Fusion OCD doesn't take over. Let's make it, let's see how we want to do this. We figure out which way up is. Let's just bring this down to there. All right, cool. Should get a good view on that. So the reason I picked this one is it's got a similar layout to what I want to do. Excuse me. I want to lay it flat, so the board will be sitting 90 degrees from this. But what I do like is that it's got the board sitting kind of on top. Then I want to do another compartment either on top or below it. Probably below it just to keep the heat apart for the drives. So I was thinking I could then have a cover that pops off the one side to access the board and cover that pops off the other side to access the drives. Hey, Ryan, what's up, buddy? Can you hear me okay? Is audio okay? YouTube was complaining about bad audio, but I think it was just YouTube streaming being garbage. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, nice. So yeah, I was just kind of blabbering on about what I was going to start doing. I don't know how much you caught. I pulled in a couple cases just to get some examples. What's up, buddy? Just kind of going through. I'll show you guys what I had. So this was made before I had a 3D printer. So what I did is this. So this is just it's nothing special. It's an ITX motherboard. Gosh, it's probably, this thing's got to be 6 or 7 years old. It's halfway decent though. It was running my HTPC upstairs just by my TV. And what I'd done, this is just some ABS plastic that I kind of just made a quick little mount for. And then I basically cut a hole in a decorative box that was wife approved, and I just slid this in the back of it. So this was poking out the back. Really simple. Gave me the PC I needed right next to the TV. Loaded stuff. I think I loaded XBMC or whatever they call it now, and also had Steam on it, so I could play some video games with a Xbox 360 controller there just on the TV. So it did its job. It worked really well, but I bought a Fire TV Cube because I haven't been gaming up there on that TV. The Cube is just a lot easier for everyone else in the family to use. So I had this sitting aside and decided I'm going to make a mini ITX case for it to put it out in the garage next to all the printers so we can run Octofarm on it, because I've not played with Octofarm yet. Didn't feel like buying another Raspberry Pi as a standalone, because if I buy another Raspberry Pi, frankly, I'm going to put Clipper on it and put it on a printer. Is that running a Pico? No, it's a, what is this piece PSU? It's AMD. Gosh, I've had it for so long. I don't even remember what processor's on it. It's one that's got the integrated GPU on the processor, so I don't have to worry about doing. I don't need to put a video card on this thing. All it's going to be doing is running, maybe a little file share, and then Octofarm. So I'm going to put Linux on it. It doesn't, like, honestly, this is going to do what a Raspberry Pi would do with just a little bit more I/O. Yeah, and I honestly, the power supply is this. Oh yeah, it's got this power supply. So it's got a power brick that goes on the outside of it, which is fantastic. So this is the whole, if you guys can see it, right there, that's the power supply hookup that runs to the switch, and then it just takes a normal 12 volt, I think it's a 12 volt power supply brick, which is nice. So I can make this case really small. Easily going to be able to put this on a printer. I'm hopefully we can make this fit on like a quote unquote standard printer, like a 220 to 235 millimeter bed squared printer. So these boards are 170 mil by 170 mil. This little platform I have it sitting on is probably, 180 by 180, which is obviously going to fit. Shoot, you could do this on just barely on a Prusa Mini. Although I don't think some of the pieces, depending how we make this work, I don't know yet. Anyway, so that's kind of the game plan. I don't have anything designed yet, because I wanted this to be kind of a little series of me showing how I would go through figuring out what I want to build. I'm going to pull up some examples. I'll probably be looking back at some pictures, trying to figure out, what do I want this thing to look like? If you guys have suggestions on, hey, tweak this would look cool if you did that, or hey, you're doing something stupid, that's a terrible idea, let me know. I'm kind of approaching this as, I don't know what I'm going to build. I have maybe a couple little things in mind. I'll show you a picture of one project that I did find and kind of like. So yeah, that's kind of where we're going to go. I'm hoping I can keep it not a whole lot bigger than this, just deeper, so I can put it, only needs like a couple drives down there. We don't need to stack this thing up with storage. We've got a couple, just either 1 or 2 SSDs bolted to the other side of the panel, and we'll be good. So yeah, that's the game plan. What I've got up here, let's see here. Let me switch back over to Fusion. So this is one of the just kind of example cases I found on GrabCAD for dimensions. That's really it. I have the layout with all the measurements. We'll import that as an image or as a canvas into Fusion, so we can build off of that for the actual motherboard that I have. But Mini ITX all the same. I don't want to just copy someone else's design. I want these, like I said, just for measurements, and because the hardest measurement I think to find is the measurement from basically where the standoffs are to the panel to get this little insert mounted. And I do have the insert for it, which I would like to use if I can, it helps keep dust out. If we end up not using that, or I don't get it perfect, I'm not going to lose too much sleep over it either. It can be open like the old one is. But the project that I found that I would like to kind of somewhat emulate is this guy. Let's see here. Maybe. If you guys can see this. So this particular guy, sorry, flashing the screen around a lot on you. This guy right here. This is another project that someone came up with. Gosh, this thing's been out for like 5 or 6 years now. It looked like it had a ton of traction when the guy first designed it. Really neat design on all these modular corners. I really like that idea. I even like the triangle cut-off corners. So I may somewhat copy this, but this is this is built to hold the Mini ITX motherboard alongside like a full-size video card and a bunch of drives as well. So I'd kind of like to take this idea and slim it way down. And also we don't need the space for the power supply because I've got the external one. But I thought it was a really cool design. I like how the panels clip on and off, which is a design element that I want to keep. I don't know if I'm going to do printed panels or just something simple like something as simple as even like coroplast sheets cut up. This thing's going to be really, really small. It's not going to, the sides aren't going to have anything to do with rigidity. I'm hoping the frame's going to be good enough. And in theory, we can do a completely 3D printed frame if we kind of more or less copy this mentality of, the corners and then just the braces, nothing should be bigger than, I'm thinking like 100 mil. Like it should be pretty straightforward. So anyway, all just guesses, all just brainstorming. That's what this whole thing is going to be about. So I guess let's just kind of get started. Need square tubes. I was waiting for you to say that, man. I knew you were going to say it needs square tubes, and I thought about it because I've got a pile of it sitting there, but it's all 1-inch square tube, which would just be massive for this little tiny PC. But I was waiting for you to say that, Ryan. So let's just do a new sketch here, and let's just kind of get started with well, I'd like to, at least before Mr. Fuga gets going on his stream, get the base laid out, kind of the mount for the motherboard. If nothing else, we can get that done today, just to get a start. Yes, 1/2 inch would be cool if I had any. And the really goofy thing about 1/2 inch is it's harder to find, and it's the same price or more expensive. The 1-inch stuff is dirt cheap. I'll go down to Home Depot and get a 6-foot length of it for, I think it's usually under 20 bucks. But to get a 1/2 inch square tube, I think I want to say it's like 12 bucks for a 3 or 4 foot section. It's disproportionate. Anyway, we're going to 3D print this one. It's nice and small. If this was going to be a bigger case at all and needed any sort of structure, I would actually probably try to do small square tube or even round tube. It'd look cool on the to kind of have an exoskeleton out of it. But we're actually going to 3D print this whole thing. So anyway, let's bring in some canvases. So first thing I want to do is insert canvas, and then see if I can find it in short order. Geared. Come on. Wow, nice and slow. Sorry, guys. Okay. Pause. Oh, what's up, buddy? You can actually hear me talking? I'm sorry. Anyway, so let's do... It's not what I wanted. Sorry, my computer was tweaking out there. I am going to be needing a new computer if I'm going to be doing some streaming here, I think. This guy is getting a little long in the tooth. Let's see here. I remember where I put stuff. Let's try that again. Okay, so we want this guy. That plane sounds good. Need commentary. Am I not giving a good commentary? Can you not hear me, dude? All right. So now that we got our canvas on our plane there, we are going to calibrate it. So we're going to right click on the canvas, say calibrate. And the cool thing, you can case the next for streams. Yeah, I could. That actually might be a cool idea. Let's see here. Luckily, we know that from there to there is 170. Cool. So, great thing about finding these type of diagrams is when you go to make a sketch, it is super easy. So let's do a component, because I always like to have a component. I call this base. Do a new sketch right here. The hard part is seeing it when it's not really visible when you're in a sketch. Not too bad though. So let's do a quick rectangle. Here to here. Go D for dimension, that is 170. Let's put it, cheating Kafka. Hell yeah, I'm cheating. What did you expect me to do? God. Do it the hard way? Come on, man. Although, you know what I should be doing? Let's do this, actually. Let's make that 170. Just so we can... What am I saying? So we can constrain this a little bit better. Let's do that. Let's finish our sketch. And let's put this in a better spot so we can, you know, try to use some good practices here. Let's move this up to the origin. There we go. What's with the gray background? Couple things are with the big gray background. It's not as bright for streaming, so when I turn it on the white background, it's just like tons of light in my face. And I don't have the best lighting in this room, so washing out my face with a white background on my screen sucks. And also, I like how it makes some of the lines pop in the model. When you do the white background, it uses, I think it uses black lines on the, what do you call it, on the models. This way it makes, I think it actually uses white lines. We'll see in a little bit. Well, let's look at the other one. No, it does use black lines. Anyway, it's kind of easier for the streaming. And plus, who wants to see that bright white background on your guys' end for the stream? Just saying. We need RGB in the case. Not on this one. This one's going to be compact and simple. I don't want this to be a 43 stream series. I'd like to get through this one in a reasonable amount of time because I want to use this thing. And honestly, I get sick of looking at the white background. You can switch it to a really dark one, but then all the other, like the contours and stuff just look weird. Anyway, so now that that's constrained better, let's do our little mounts here. I feel like I should know what size these were. Just measure them. Yeah, still bolted in. Let's see, they are, where's our dimensions here? Yeah, let's just wing it. It's probably gonna be in 3.5 or something like that. Let's see, M4, 4 millimeters, works for me, looks good. Do the same thing on all these. C for circle, D for dimension. Click on that one, so I only have to do it once. C for circle. I could probably copy and paste these, but there's only 4. So you guys are going to see me do, hopefully, some good practices for Fusion 360, but a lot of times I'm going to do it the lazy way because it's simple. Come on. I want to know more about that. You want to know more about what, dude? Okay, so you got those all 4 millimeters. Let's start getting them dimensioned. These two here are 132.08. That's got to be a number converted from from SAE or something. Agree, Ryan. Best practices are there to keep things standardized and get people going down the right path. But, you know, sometimes the best practice is just like, they try to be, you know, especially in Fusion. I found the folks, the Fusion team, I guess you'd call it, over at Autodesk, they try to make these really elegant, outlandish ways of doing things. And sometimes I'm like, that's fantastic. It's really a sexy way to show something off, but sometimes it's more than you need. And I guess on the really big complex projects, you do want to use a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Nope. Parameters. You want to use parameters a lot. That way, when you make a change somewhere, it's going to affect everything. But this is a small project. I think, we'll probably I'll try to do a couple parameters in here where I feel like they're going to be useful. But in general, like for this mount, I mean, this is, I'm going to get this built, and the sketch is probably never going to change. What I do plan on trying to do for the outside shell for the case, probably do some parameters there. That way we can really quickly change the size of stuff to see how things look with different sizes. So let's do a dimension from here to here, 4.9. Let's see what else we got on this thing. That is from there to there, 157.48. Oh, good, Ryan. What was the fix? So we got so D for dimension. Come on. Oh, wrong button there. Dimension this guy, 154.94. 154.94. And also, I just watched Brad Tallis's stream from this week. I just watched that yesterday, which I think he actually did yesterday. There's some awesome tricks in that new stream that he did, and I'm gonna rewatch it again because I think there's gonna be some cool stuff that I want to try to do in this project. Let's see, 4.9. So we got to get these arranged top to bottom. Where's that dimension? Oh, there we go. So 6.35 from here to here. Oh, hey, did Shane just post his stream? When's he starting? Oh, Ryan, you posted that. Look at you. Advertising for me. Let's see here. Myself music. That I've had that same problem with the user dialogue group. Was that for the serial connection or something like that? You always have to do that, and I have found that that has reset itself on me in the past for some reason. You just lose those rights. Not really sure why. So anyway, let's keep rolling on this. So I think we've got yeah. What am I missing? This is show. Oh, no, stop it. Why are we showing unconstrained? Oh, back to. Oh, that's why. Oh, right. Okay, so that is not constrained compared to this. Oh, I know why. We didn't tell it that things need to be. What am I trying to say? Man, my brain's not working today. And where am I? What's going on here? Sorry, guys. My I'm not seeing the options I was expecting to see in Edit Sketch. There we go. I wasn't seeing my constraints. All right, so we're going to do this guy and that guy horizontal, vertical, this guy and this guy horizontal, vertical, and this guy and this guy horizontal, vertical, which is a bit of an assumption because it doesn't actually say. But I'm pretty sure just by looking at my actual board that they are horizontal and vertical. So that's what we're going to go with. Yeah, so that should fully constrain everything. So But there you go. Nice. I just realized that's the holes that I made. I probably should actually offset that to give myself a mount. Let's go with an offset. Oh, what do we want there? Two millimeters ought to be good. That should be enough meat. You can always come back and change it. Do that on all of these. I need to get a space mouse. Anybody want to buy me a space mouse? Just kidding. Oh, for offset. Come on, kids. There we go. All right. So now let's just extrude those guys. I don't know how we want those. Maybe 5 mil. My dialog box went away. Boy, that was strange. That was really weird. Have to be just a little bit more. Let's do 6 mil. Because, turn the sketch back on, extrude this guy with all the parts. Oh, here's a cool trick I learned from Brad. So when you do that's not what I want though. If I go to select and say window select, there are 2 types of window select. If you go this way, it pulls in only the full line that you're touching. Escape out of that. If you pull the window this way, it catches everything that's being touched. If you notice, like when you highlight, it's a different color window, depending if you're going right to left or left to right. So this way pulls in just partial stuff. This way pulls in everything related to what's touching it. Totally had no clue. And I had actually been wondering while I was, for the last however long I've been using Fusion, is like, I can never figure out why sometimes I'd get some of the stuff and sometimes I'd get all of the stuff. That's why. Anyway, everything. Except I don't want that stuff highlighted, so that was dumb. We want that. Oh, we gotta hit extrude. E for extrude, folks. There. There. Here. And there's probably a quicker way for me to do this using the select, but that's where I'm at. Mind blown, right? For some reason, I want this to be... So I noticed when other people have done this, there's a way to flip the direction. I mean, I know you can just do minus and get your, this mind-blowing thing. Nothing was going on. The mind-blowing thing. I will show you the mind-blowing thing. 2 mil. Let's do -3. Give it some meat. You can always change this. Join. Yep. Cool. So there is simply the base for our RPC. So mind-blowing thing. When there are 2 ways to select things in Fusion. My mind is blown. I had no idea. If you, and I'll show you the difference. So when you drag and hold your cursor and go this way, you get one color. You go the other way, it gives you a different color. One of the things will give you complete objects within your square, rectangle, whatever. Going the other way will get you any object in your square. How's that? So like if you want to select this, you're gonna get that. If you select it the other way, sorry, let me see if I can get it again. So now it's not doing it. So I don't know. In theory, it's supposed to do different stuff. Now I'm even confusing myself because huh. Yeah, mine kind of blown, but now all of a sudden it's not working, which I don't really understand. For instance, if I want to do, let's do a move. We're gonna mess with this a little bit. So I don't want to move a body. I'm gonna do a move face. If I just highlight that, it does nothing. Wait, stop it. If I just highlight it this way, okay, that's the trick. Yep. So now, like say I just want that, I can say I want to kind of tweak this and make it look goofy. I could just turn that like that, and it just selected that face. Yeah. But had I selected it this way, it grabs the whole body. Oops, I canceled out of the move. Yep. Yeah. Thank you. Do it exactly. It was something I was showing that off because it was something that I just learned yesterday from Brad Tallis on his stream. I had no idea. Super cool because I was trying to figure out why sometimes I would get some things selected and other times I would get all the things selected and I didn't know. So thought I'd pass it on. Cool. Well, that's the base of our ITX motherboard case. The next steps I think are going to be to get the face done, which means we're going to do a little bit of measuring. I'm going to figure out which one of these is best to measure off of, because this one doesn't have the standoffs in there in the model, which is moderately annoying. Yeah, definitely be a very handy feature. I'm going to be using it a lot just because, you know, get your aspect of work, Aaron. Dude, I worked like 12 hours yesterday. This is why we're doing this today and not yesterday. God, that was really frustrating. Here we go. So what I want to try to figure out, let's take this cover off. If I can find it. That off. So does that come in from the front or the back? Let me grab it. So these come in from the back. So this is the little cover. Snaps in from the back on the inside, gives you all the covers for your ports. Which is probably why they've got this little edge here for it to sit in. So I think what I want to do, I guess, is just measure from that inside edge. That's where it's going to sit. Thank you, Ryan. Sometimes fumbling around can sometimes help someone. You guys get to see all the stuff that I learn and screw up too. Let's see here. I'm going to take this off. Again, if I can find the face. Whoever made this model needs to be fusion slapped, if that's a thing. It's going to be a thing now. Come on. Where is it? Here's a good lesson, folks. Don't do this. This is just randomly named. Are these even bodies? They're just, I guess they're a whole bunch of, at least they're components. But good Lord, name them something. And organize them. This model's terrible. Look at this. There's like 180 some odd. There. Oh, it's the very last one. Of course it is. Jeez. All right. So how did he do this? So this is the cool thing about this one that I liked is that it's slow PC. That it's a sheet metal, which is kind of a cool little feature. It might give us. Let's see. And this is probably going to be one of those things where I'm not going to get it right the first time. I'm going to have to print off just this base piece with the little snap in for the ports and hope that it's right. But this one's got decent dimensions. So we're going to look at this. Oh, geez. 44.8 and 159.8. Okay, let's see what this one is. And for the folks who didn't hear me at the beginning, I'm just kind of going through, like, I'm attacking this like, because obviously I don't know what I'm doing. I'm attacking this as if I were designing this from the ground up, just kind of without really sketching it out, like to show you guys what I would do for planning this. This is by no means the right way to do this. It's just how I'm trying to figure out how to build a little case. Come on, I need to get a space mouse. But man, they're expensive. And I'm cheap. 44.5. So it's about the same. Yeah, you're right. I probably will forget to install it. 158. So we'll probably just do 149 and 145. Fusion slap. Yeah. We'll coin that one. Fusion slap. When you suck at fusion, you get fusion slapped. All right, so well, here's an idea. Let's save this. ITZ? Sure. What ITX case? Save. Cool. So I'm just going to do, how do I want to do this? I think I'm just going to do a separate body that will attach to it once we get it in the right spot. So I'm just going to go super simple here. Just create a sketch here. Richard Langus. What is up, dude? Can you see him pop in? Oh, you're the one that... Sorry, man. I will say that guys that are really, really good at streaming are really good at like reading comments and doing what they're working on and reading comments. I'm not there yet by any stretch. So we want... I'm going to forget what I say. You guys remember? 159, I think. And 45. Let's see how close I was. Actually, it looks pretty good. I like this one better. That one, 145. So 160. Cool. I was close. Little extra room for printer inaccuracy. All right, so, and then we're just gonna... So that's a cool trick, by the way. I should probably tell you what I'm doing. Single click to highlight a line, double click highlights the whole thing. If you just click a single line and hit offset, it's gonna offset that one line. If you double click it, it's gonna get the whole, I think it goes off the chain, I think is what they're gonna call it. So then if I offset that, it gives you the whole thing. I am just gonna go... I'm just eyeballing this because it's going to get changed. I'll just call it 10. Nope, we're not going to call it 10. We're going to call it 15. I want to at least get it to be about... What did I do? Oh. Sorry. offset, because it's negative. Now there's a question that I have, somebody out there may or may not know. Sometimes Fusion will give you, the positive will be going in. Sometimes it'll be when you pull out on an offset. Anybody knows, let me know. Like right there, I wanted that to be on the outside. So we want that to be negative 20. And I'll be going through in Fusion, and sometimes, like I'll be offsetting a bunch of sets of geometries in the same sketch, and I'll do an offset. One will go to the inside. I'll do another offset, it'll go to the outside. So smarter people than me can tell me. But we don't need 20. I was trying to get it just kind of outside. Yeah, perfect, 10. And I'm just going to extrude that, and that, and that. Just down 3, and I'm going to do, yeah, we'll do a new body for now. Oh, I did not. Missed those. Come on. There we go. Just so we can move this around and get it lined up relative to where the board mounts. Let's see. I have absolutely no clue. Thanks, Ryan. Let's see. So now the trick is going to be getting this opening, which is going to be the inside of the opening, oriented relative to these mounts, this is the biggest reason I pulled in these models. To try to figure out how we're going to do that. Because they obviously sit above. So let's get that done first, the height. And I pulled in a couple models so I could have a couple comparisons to see if it's consistent or if people are just making S up as they go. We'll see. So we're going to inspect that top face relative to that top face. I'm hoping it's going to give us perfect 2.25 millimeters. Remember that, guys. So we're going to check this one. Oh, that's right. This one didn't have the oh, we can do it off the bottom of the board. DDP. No whiskey this time, I promise. There'll be whiskey in it once Shane's stream starts. What's this say? 1.9. Okay. What do you guys think? Let's see. How can we measure it? Got the other one here. I'm going to see what it looks like in this relative to where my mounts are. Calipers. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing. Sorry. I'm just trying to measure the switch views here. I'm trying to measure from the bottom side of this to my mount right here. And I have no good way to show you that on camera. So I'm going to measure it real quick with my calipers. Talk about riveting YouTube streaming right now, I bet. I like that 2.5 measurement. I think that's about right. Okay, so I think that's what we said over here. Just to confirm, it looked like about 2.5 mil on what I measured in the real world. .25. Yeah, close enough. We'll do that. Seems like a good measurement. You can click on those to say copy. Go back over here. Oh, 2.25, 2.25. Good memory, man. So we're going to do... There's got to be some cool trick here. You can always move it and move it back around. Let's just align it. Nope, we want to say bodies because these are in the same component. Yeah. So let's say body. We're going to align this face. We're not going to snap to any of the lines because that's going to just move it up parallel. Parallel? Move it without changing any of the geometry. So then we'll put it there. And then we'll just move it down. There's probably a way to do that in one step, but that doesn't take that long. Now the next step is getting it centered left to right, and I have a feeling we don't need to. I think it's probably in the right spot, other than the distance away from the let's see. Yeah, I think it's fine centered like that. So I'm going to leave it. A bit of an assumption, but I don't have a good way to check. Oh, wait. I guess we could use some more math here. I guess technically the diagonal line should be the same from... Let's see here. Let's measure the center of this. If we hold down Control, we should get our... No, come on. Shift. This is not giving me a snap point. Shoot. Why is that? Maybe it'll give me the min and the max measurement there. From there to there. I don't want the outside dimension. That doesn't help me at all because we have different diameters. Well, we can do it the clumsy way. Let's just create a sketch. And then measure from that point to that line. And that is 36.926. Why is this not giving me snap points? Huh. Well, sometimes you just don't want to take time to figure out the dumb little things. So, quite a bit different there. Yeah, I was trying Control and Shift, but it wasn't... I think it's something with the measure tool. I know I've done it before. I'm just forgetting. Yeah, it wasn't when I was hitting... I know that's for the align and for the move. It was doing it for me, but there's something different with the inspect tool. So that's way off. How are we going to figure out what that is? So I guess it's probably because it's... Oh, I know why, because it's further away. Let's figure that measurement out first. That'll probably get us started. So from there to there, we're gonna... God, that is a weird measurement. Are they both like that? Could have sworn some... And this is the other thing in Fusion that's weird. Sometimes it gives you a straight measurement, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, I bet that was a weird... Measurement tool is tricky because there's always the risk of running the angle, which is another good reason to do some of your measurements in a sketch, because you're going to always be measuring on a plane. So a mistake I just about made was that here I measured within this sketch from here to here. And in theory, or did it? Oh, wait a minute. Am I talking out of my ass? Yeah, I am. So it's got that angle. But you should be able to just go to the face. We'll do that. Yeah, exactly. Angles will always mess you up when you're trying to measure. It is one of the hardest things to make sure you get right. So that one's straight. So 35.8, that seems like a way more reasonable measurement. In fact, let's just call it good. So get out of this sketch because we don't care. Right now, this is way closer. So let's see if I can actually get lucky. See, what I'm used to it doing is giving it, sometimes it'll give two measurements, the inside and the outside. And I don't know why, I don't know how to get it to do that. But what we can do, because I don't know, is we can just move this guy. Do we really want reasonable? I don't know. Reasonable, the least reasonable thing to do is to be reasonable. Let's move that. Actually, no. Let's do the line. I love the align tool. I want that face to be aligned with that center point. Not at that angle. Where's my angle button? Can you not do that with a body? Huh. That's weird. That was really weird. And what? Why did it do that? And if we do a line from there to there. Anybody know why I'm not getting the angle? Is that because it's got to be a component for that? Nope. That's a new one for me. I did get a Fusion update recently. Hide it. Hide what? Yeah, I do too. Like, I try to read the little blurb about what changed when you get that cool little green bar that says, "Hey, we updated Fusion and gave you new features." Yeah. Eyeball it. Yeah, it always gets you where you need to be. Always gets you. All right, so let's. All right, how are we gonna do this? Feel like I'm trying to do this the hard way when there's probably an easier way to do it. Let's just do a move command again instead of trying to be cute and use the align. So let's put. Yeah, we'll align it left to right later. Let's just do this. So let's put that right there. And then move it. Oh, who remembers? Because I don't. $35.8. Negative 35.8. We want it to go that way. Cool. No, we've got the 2.25. We got our height right, I think. Do we? Oh no, we don't, because I just messed it up, didn't I? Good looking out. Because I bet now that and that are what? You stupid. They're the same height. But we can prove it to ourselves just by doing that and that because it didn't move. So let's just move it back down. Negative 2.25. We're almost there. What we got? Hey Ryan, do you know, is Shane gonna stream tonight? I really don't want to step on his stream, but he hasn't put out a announcement or whatever yet. Usually he's starting relatively close to now. So, but at this point, I think the hard part's figuring out left to right, because I really don't know where it is relative to the board, because looking at this guy, you just can't get a good idea by looking at it. It seems, oh no, it's way off. Oh wow. See if I can even show you guys this. I'm not gonna be able to show you this on camera because my camera sucks because it's my phone. It's way off. In fact, I might actually be able to measure this. Over here. Here we go. Again, riveting YouTube right here, right? Watching someone do something off camera with their head down. 13 and a quarter. Let's go with 13 and a quarter. So 13 and a quarter millimeters. This edge. So let's do this. So we're gonna align this with this. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Well, we'll probably, what I'm probably gonna do is we'll probably get this kind of lined up where I think it's supposed to be and probably call it. This is actually kind of what I wanted to get done. Just to get started. With a massive 4 viewers, I'm doing awesome. Let's see. But thank you guys for showing up and watching me fumble around. I do appreciate it. So 13.25. So this looks weird, but this is actually how it sits. Because the whole, it doesn't actually, I'll show you. In fact, I have some other images I can bring in as canvases to show you how this sits. So let's do a quick save. Paint it. What color? You pick the color, dude. Yeah, Ryan, I completely agree. This, I think, is the most difficult technically, just because I couldn't, how do I say it? I don't 100% trust either of those models that I pulled down. I don't also 100% trust my measurement because I don't have a good solid point-to-point to measure with the caliper, so it's a little bit of guessy. Just played with the offset tool a bit. Squared rectangles, positive inside, negative outside, circles and polygons, but the flip button is cool. Yeah, the flip button's cool. I just don't, there used to be a flip button and an angle button, so I'm not sure where the angle button went. And maybe I wasn't using the right options to make it show up. But definitely used it in the past. Dark blue. Wait. Shiny black. I think shiny black would look cool, but I also want it to be able to show up in the model for when I'm making it, so I'm going to veto your dark black. Let's do blue. Ryan came in with the second choice. So let's do A for appearance. Maybe A for appearance. Oh, we're waiting for fusion. Always waiting for fusion. Dark blue. So let's see what we've got for blue. Glass blue. That might look kind of cool. The matte colors are kind of nice though for design and stuff. Sure, we'll go with that. Let's throw a couple more canvases on there, and then probably gotta head home. We'll definitely check out your future. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know, small channel. I'm just trying to kind of get out there what I do when I'm using Fusion. It may be right, it may be wrong, but you know, I feel like whenever I watch somebody do a stream on how they're building stuff in Fusion, like that's why I love watching Brad Tallis and Lars back when he did more. They make mistakes all the way through it, and it's great to see the mistakes because I feel like I learn as much from the mistakes of which I will make many, as their good information, of which the majority of what they're doing is fantastic information. So anyway, thanks for showing up, man. Let's canvases. Let's do a couple more canvases. Because I did pull in, try to grab some images from like this one of the actual face of the motherboard. Let's put that guy on that face right there, which should actually be just about right. Although it's nowhere near the right size. So with this one, let's try to get it kind of close. We'll try to calibrate this one, but I have a feeling this one's going to be off just because of the perspective. That's not going to be 100% perfect on this because it's a photograph. Always got to be careful with your photos, because when you're pulling an actual photograph, snapshot picture into Fusion, the perspective will always throw off the dimensions a little bit. So let's just turn that off, and we will see if I can get this correct and see if it even lines up. Worth a try, right? Didn't want this canvas down here. Can I drag canvases around? I can't. Who cares? Not that important. I could go back and re-import it in the other folder if I want to keep my folder structure perfect, but with canvases, I eventually turn them all off anyway. They get annoying to me when they're just always on. I feel like they get in the way when I'm trying to look at. Once the model gets more developed, I get rid of them. So 170. Maybe they don't have a model of your... Yeah, it's I looked for a model of it on GrabCAD. It's not new enough. Like I said, I think it's... Gosh, it's at least 6 years old. It's by no means a hot rod of a machine at all. But for what I'm doing here, it's going to be more than enough. Yeah, the Fusion channel is good for sure. What am I doing? Turning that back on. Let's see, how do I want to do this? So this is gonna be kind of just to eyeball this to get an idea. Because what I'm doing here is mostly just to see how things look. It's backwards. Awesome. It's completely backwards. Cool. Edit canvas. Is there a way to flip it? There's got to be a way. Here we go. There, that's how it's supposed to be. Come here. Let me bring it down just so I can see the edge of that a little bit. Maybe I can line these up. See, I think this is why this isn't going to work too well, because if you look at the perspective here, like this should line up there. I guess the other stuff's, yeah, this isn't lining up at all. Like there's something wrong with the perspective on this. It's just not going to line up. If I do that though, because like you'll notice if you look at the other canvas, this block right here should be the audio ports, but they're not lined up. And this is even off. I'm going to measure this. I wonder why that dimension didn't work. 14. So this piece here is 14 millimeters wide. So let's calibrate off of that. See if that makes this match up a little better. If we go, oh, it's also crooked. From there to there. Yeah, see, it was way off there. That might make it fit better. Let's also try to get it lined up. canvas. It's going to be like 1/2 degree. 0.4. Let's see. Maybe it was 0.5. Did I nail it on the first try? Nope. Oh, it's because now it's relative to what you did last. Great, now I gotta figure it out again. Come on, negative 0.5. Stupid thing. Watch Aaron fumble. Oh yeah, minute adjustments available there. God. All right, -1. Is it gonna let me do that? No, because it's not right. Negative 0.75. Good enough. I just stopped caring. Let's see how this lines. So this is a little bit better. If we look kind of at an angle here, it's actually really close. So anyway, what all that was for was to show you that the plate is not centered on the board. So these, like for instance, this the plugins here, the PS2 ports that I'll never use, are very close to the edge of the board, where over here, there's a whole bunch of space right of that board. So I think this is actually pretty good. We're going to go with it. We're going to go with that. I have a feeling that the perspective of this image is still giving us trouble, and I think that my real world measurement that I took is actually pretty close. Yeah, that's a start. What do you guys think? I think that was the hardest part. I have a feeling this truly is, like you said, Ryan, I think this is going to be the hardest part of the whole thing. Everything else is going to be just making it look cool. For the most part, it's going to be a box. Doesn't even need to be much bigger. The outside dimensions don't have to be much bigger. Doesn't need hardly any space behind it. And I think I'm going to do mounts for the hard drives on the bottom of this plate, and then have it. Not sure if I want to have this as like a one unit that just slides in, but I also have to take into consideration how I'm going to print the thing. So it may be a set of plates for the bottom. I also might do something janky like just some extra screw holes to mount to that, or some way to align another plate that I could just glue on the bottom to mount the hard drives. Don't know yet. That's why we're doing this project, is to figure out how the heck to do this, because I don't know. Did you say you're just going to print part that you just test right? Yeah, and in fact, what I might do, Ryan, is I may print these two pieces just like this separately. That way I can mount the board on the plate. Because this, I mean, I don't even have to do a dense print. I can just do a crappy quality print. Just get the board mounted on the plate, get the faceplate mounted in here, assuming it fits, and then, basically actually take some measurements, measurement from here to here, and from here to here to see how far off it is, and then we can really get this dialed in. Double-sided tape SSD, good, it'd work. This thing is not meant to be anything like show quality. I want it to kind of look cool on the shelf, but that's about it. But yeah, I think printing these off separately, and then just kind of holding them together, hot gluing them in place, double-sided tape, whatever, to get the final measurements to see if these even line up at all. And then I can figure out what I think ideally what I'd like to do is have the back plate fixed and then slide the whole motherboard assembly in from the... I don't know, guys. I really don't. Hey, Brandon. Late to the show, but welcome. It's going good. We're just kind of getting what I'm thinking is the hardest part. Getting the alignment of the back plate to hold this guy lined up with the actual motherboard mounts. everything else is going to be just designing a box and making it look pretty. So what we're doing is just kind of hoping we got that down. We brought in some canvases to kind of help us visualize and get the dimensions right. Let me do this real quick. Sorry. Where are we at? Here we go. Brandon, come on. Sorry guys, my computer is seriously bogged down and slow right now. Don't know. There we go. Hopefully that worked. Anyway, so yeah, we're actually going to be calling it here pretty soon, because I don't want, like I said, I told everyone I don't want to step on Shane's stream. Hopefully I just made you a mod, Brandon. That was my intention. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so we're actually going to be calling it here pretty quick. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get these two pieces printed out and just simple plates like this. What I'll probably actually do is put a big old hole in this so I don't use very much filament. And then we'll line them up in the real world, take some measurements, and see if these are right. Because we're going off of models that we have no idea how accurate they are. We know that these measurements are right for the mount, because they came off of the documentation for this exact motherboard. I think it's for this one, or one very close to it. Outputs. No, different motherboards have different outputs. Yeah, true. It's very true. But the footprint is the same for mini ITX boards as well as the mounting holes. It's a nice, good standard. But yeah, the back plates are all different. I mean, completely different. Yeah, I'll probably throw this one out there. Like, this isn't going to be anything crazy. The thing about publishing this one, I don't know honestly how many people would really be interested in it. I'm not making space for a power supply. You'd have to go buy the little tiny add-on style power supply, which honestly those are hard to find. It took me forever to find that one when I got it. It's basically going to hold the motherboard and a couple drives and then the wires to run between them. It's not, I mean, everybody wants to build a gaming gaming mini ITX case, so they get the nice little motherboard and put, the video card that's 12 times the size of the motherboard in the case with it. It's not for doing any sort of graphics. I can, maybe the most it would do is if I wanted to set up a cam, it'll be handling some webcams. I want to take the load of the webcams off of the Octoprint Octopies that are attached to the printers, because they're flaky, and they really bog down. So I'd like to run the cameras off of this. I think that's probably going to be the most horsepower it's doing. Yeah, is that what they call those little things, Ryan? The Pico PCU? I can never remember, but it's an external power brick that interfaces onto the motherboard. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. I think we're probably going to stop here. But yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. I'm going to get these printed off so we can see how close we are with our measurements here. And then we can start maybe building. I think the next stream is going to be maybe start getting I doubt we'll get to making it look sexy, but it'd be nice to get this kind of the structure finalized. Like, how do we want to set this in the box? Maybe figure out the size of the box, and then how we're going to mount the SSDs below it. It'd be cool to have maybe a little snap-in feature for the SSDs. They don't have to screw in. In fact, actually, now that I say that, I like that. We may do something that snaps in. But yeah, just kind of getting the overall size down, getting the basic shape, and then we'll figure out how we want to make it look cool. So yeah, that's about it. I think we're gonna stop there. Any ideas? Oh man. Did we lock up? Is the stream good? Do we lose the stream? I've got a spinning circle on my in my YouTube view. Did it come back? Did I lose you guys there for a minute? Let's try switching. Did I lose you guys? Cool. Well, I'm not sure. I feel like the stream might have just crashed a little bit on me. The view in YouTube was super laggy. It says the quality is excellent, but nobody's responding. So I'm going to call it there. Thanks for watching, guys. Go check out Shane's stream. I know he's doing a cool stream tonight. He's going to learn some rep firmware. Yeah, thanks. We'll be doing another stream soon. I want to keep this rolling. I want to get this project out there because I want to use the PC. Maybe we'll even get to installing the OS and playing with it that way, but we'll see where we get. So have a good night. See you guys later.